Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. So, a prominent feminist was on TV, and she was going on and on about her views and her views and her views. And so she said one day, so she's an adult, right? She's 30 something, something like that. So one day she said that after all of her, being involved with the feminist movement, she called her mother. And she felt really sorry for her mother. And she said, "Mom," her father had passed away some time ago. "Mom, why did you spend all of those years cooking and cleaning and carrying on and picking up behind Dad and the kids? You didn't live for yourself." And she said her mom said with tears in her eyes, "What do you mean? You don't understand? I love my family. I loved my husband. I loved my children. Why wouldn't I cook and clean and pick up behind my children and pick up behind my husband?" And I guess it was time for Mom to finally come out and say enough is enough, right? Because she went on to say, "This is what I've been trying to tell you. I did all of that for you all because I love all of you. All the children, the husband, I loved it. That was my life. I didn't feel unappreciated. I didn't feel shortchanged. Nobody was oppressing me. I love my children. I loved my husband. There is absolutely not 1 second will I trade it for anything else." And the message that the mom was trying to convey to her, or kept stressing, was love. She said, "I loved my life. I absolutely adored and loved my life. Cooking and cleaning and picking up behind children and husband, I loved every second of it." And she said, I don't think, of course she didn't, I'm going to assume that she didn't have like a psychology degree or anything like that to really get to the root. But she kept stressing, "I loved everything about my life. Nobody oppressed me. I didn't feel dejected. I didn't feel like a second-class citizen. He was my husband. I was his wife. That's it. There was nothing else to it. There was nothing more to it. There was nothing less to it. He was the head of the household, and I was the head of the house." But it's all about love. It's all coming from a place of caring. And she said, "I loved my life. Absolutely loved my life. Wouldn't trade it for anything." And I think she was trying to say, without just coming out and just lambasting her daughter, is that she didn't get it. The daughter did not get it. And all of the stuff that the daughter was attempting to do, there was no wrong that the daughter needed to correct. And this is a lot of the place from where the whole woman's activism comes from. That it comes from a place of, we need to correct our wrong. And the mom said there was nothing wrong. You're convinced that there was something wrong. Nothing wrong. Loved my wife. Didn't regret anything. Not 1 second. Wouldn't trade it for anything. So I come to you today telling you now that the answer isn't that we need to go back to the days of the mom. We need to accept now that there are women out there who just do not love, are incapable of love. And here's an even further step. You may have heard me talk about this before. I do not believe in love. I don't believe that there is such a thing. I believe that there is a duty, and then there's lifestyle. People want, Hollywood wants De Beers Jewelers wants to sell you this whole idea of love, and Hollywood promotes the idea of love to go along with the sponsorship of selling diamonds and jewels. Whereas wearing diamonds and jewels on your body serves zero purpose. Ooh, you have glittery stuff around your neck. You have which is supposed to attract you to the neck to say, oh, she has a nice, graceful neckline. Well, a lot of women these days don't have a nice, graceful neckline. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. And you're trying to chase this unobtainable goal of beauty, where the very women who are railing against it, who are also trying to attain, is it not mixed up? The very women trying to fight against the unobtainable beauty standards are the very ones trying to reach for it. That they want to be loved like mom was loved. But they're going about it in a backwards way. They're saying we want equality. No, that they want love. Because they're sold on this idea of love. Shakaama is going to tell you that there is no such thing as love. Unfortunately. There is purpose, duty, and your lifestyle. Mom was used to a certain lifestyle which dad provided. She had a duty to her family. She had a duty to her children. And she had a duty to her husband. And the husband had a duty to his wife and his children. He was the provider. There was nothing oppressive about that arrangement whatsoever. It was a win-win situation. The children came out perfect. About as near perfect as any children on the planet can be. I tell you what is not perfect: when the children don't have mom and dad. That is not perfect. And you don't have to be a psychotherapist. You don't have to be a psychiatrist to understand that. That is not perfect. We have to come to the conclusion that there are just women who are just incapable of love. And I believe love is a female thing. If you say men aren't capable of love, I'll concede, yes, men aren't capable of love. Why? Because it's not a male thing. Who says, I need to hear you say I love you? Women say that. It's a female thing. And that's okay. There are differences between men and women. I know you've been told that there isn't, but there is. There are women who simply aren't, just like there are women who don't want to have children, there are women who are incapable of love. So what's the conclusion about this video? The conclusion is that we need to accept this. We need to accept that there are women who just are incapable of love. Just as they are incapable of having children, physically, emotionally, and they don't want them, there are women who are incapable of love. And we don't need to seek to try and project the stereotypical idea of love onto those women. And so what's the conclusion for that? Once we accept that there are women who are incapable of love, it's time to say goodbye. Because a man needs a woman to love him. Although love is a female thing, the man needs that aspect of the woman. Men are capable of love, that's fine. You're absolutely right. But you don't need a man to love you. To be his girlfriend, to be his girlfriend, to be his wife. You can have perfect marriages, and I mean perfect marriages, with a man not ever saying that he's loved anybody in the family. That's okay. That's a part of the male makeup. But a man needs a woman to love him. And if she's incapable of love, she is not the one to get with, right? It's time to say goodbye for that. And that's the answer. We just have to accept that there are just women like this. And it seems that there are more women like this now than there ever was before. Our environments are safer. The laws are more equal for women than they are for men. More equal. Safety, security, everything is in women's side of the court now. Right? So it should be absolutely no reason for a man to then tolerate a woman who's incapable of love, who doesn't want to have children, who, you know, and it's okay. Just leave them alone. They want to be alone. Their behavior says they want to be alone. We have to observe the behavior. We can't divorce the person from the behavior. For everything that they say, oh, this is wrong, this is okay. That person is not happy. And if you look at the charts, now you see that women are unhappy. Okay, and that unhappiness is growing. I mean, it's skyrocketing. As much as women are saying we need this and we need this and we need this, when they started getting this, that, and the other, the unhappiness just went up and up and up and up and up and up. Right? And then all sorts of other stuff started creeping in on charts that women did not want to be on, but they're on there now. You know, unhappiness leads to unhappiness. And you men need to simply give them their space. It's time to say goodbye. Just walk away from it. Leave it alone. Identify the problem and leave it alone. Men are problem solvers, so I'm solving this problem for you. A lot of men are confused. What do I do? She's not capable of love. Good. Recognize that she's not capable of love. Recognize that she doesn't treat you with honor, dignity, and respect. And it's time to say goodbye. I'm not saying you need to go off and be a hermit from all women. I'm saying you need to identify that particular woman and leave her alone. People think that I don't like women. I love women. I just don't give anybody who doesn't treat me like like I'm the best thing since sliced bread any time of day. Any time of day. And I don't care if they're 80, I don't care if they're 8. Anybody. You know, I actually don't like children talking to me at all. If they don't belong to me, I don't like them talking to me at all. But around here, I'm forced to talk to children because the children talk to me, and not to seem too weird, I actually respond back. When I first moved here, I was like, I don't talk to children. And then all the other neighbors were like, you don't talk to children. Why don't you talk to children? Is it because the color of your skin? No. Okay. All right. Hi, kid. How you doing? Bye. But a lot of men are confused. I'm trying to brush away the cobwebs. It's time to say goodbye. Not to all women, but to those women. If they're incapable of love, the entire relationship is not going to work out. You need somebody to love you, honor you, respect you, and obey you. Yes, obey you. If you're paying the bills, don't you tell your children that? All of you with children, please respond in the comments. If you're paying all the bills and your child says, well, I'm not going to do, you say, well, buddy boy, you don't pay not one bill here. So your duty is to obey me, period. We're not even going to get into the parental thing that the children should obey their parents. We're going to get to, let's just stop at the financial thing. Well, if I'm paying all the bills, everybody in this place has to respect me. And for the most part, even with female employment, the man still pays all the bills. Have you seen that chart? Married women with the job that pays as much as the man. They're still keeping their own money, and the husband pays all the bills. That's a stat right there. That's a stat that I could not tolerate. I love women, but I wouldn't tolerate stuff. There's just stuff I just wouldn't tolerate. And I don't, there's no gray area for me. I'm black and white. All right, thank you. Thank you all for watching. I hope this opened people's eyes. Thank you.